Hi guys, Chris here, welcome back. In this video, I'm gonna go through exactly how I do my flashcard reviews for two reasons. One, to maybe share some value if you're not doing it in the same way or you wanna get through your flashcards quicker, especially if they're piling up like mine. And also to perhaps get some feedback. Maybe if I'm doing something wrong, you can tell me what it is. And just maybe start some discussion about what is the best way to do flashcard reviews, especially for those of you also on this language learning journey using the AJATT or immersion method. Alright, so the first thing that I've started using, if you've been following my progress, is Migaku. Migaku is my #1 tool, and Migaku allows you to get audio, visual, and text from Netflix or Animelon or other movie streaming sites and send them straight into your Anki flashcard app. So what that does, it enables your review or flashcard time to also become immersion time, because you're spending time listening, you're reading. In my opinion, it's really been the best way to review cards. So let's pop open Anki and I'll show you exactly how I go through my cards, which, if you've been following as well, are now mostly coming from anime and TV shows. All right, so a quick update. This is what my stats are at the moment. I may as well show you. I did pass the 5,000 card threshold. I did say that even though it's been 11 months now, I am maybe 2 months behind, I realized. I think I mentioned that on my 6-month video. But what I did was I attached my daily new cards to 22 instead of 20. So by the time I hit January, or by the time I hit 18 months, I will have hit that 10,000 card mark. But right now I'm at 5,000. As you can see, the new cards, you have to minus that. I'm just over 5,000. So those are my stats. In one of my last videos, I was talking about the fact that even though if you do the calculations on this, it is only giving me about 60% retention. I think once I started using easy and good buttons only, I do have better retention of the young cards. So I don't think this is that accurate when you start doing it that way. Also, every single time I do my reviews, even though it doesn't show it here, basically after you do your reviews, it shows you what your percentage was on your mature cards and what your percentage was of again cards. And I'm generally, since I started using good and easy, I've slowly gone up, and like the last 2 days, I've been on around about 90% retention, and that happens consistently. I'm about 80-85%. So if every single day I'm recalling 80% of my cards, then I'm not sure how accurate this 60% is. But hopefully maybe I'm somewhere in the middle, 70-75, which is what I was expecting anyway. So I'm digressing. Let's go into Anki and I'll show you how I do my reviews. So you can see this is my kind of reading backup kind of deck, which I don't stress about too much. It's just for me to come to grips with grammar. And this is based on Tai Kim and anime. And if you want to get this deck, then you go to the Anki shared deck list and you search Tai Kim, and it'll be called J Labs anime deck or something like that. So this is my main deck, and you can see I've got these milestones. So May 29th, I hit 5K. September 19th, I'll hit 7.5. And January 11th, I'll hit 10K. And 18 months for me will be January 17th. So I'll be just over 10K. So let's go through. How do I review my cards? So I've been doing this for a while, and you might notice that this word is bold. And I swear Migaku maybe updated their platform a month or so ago, and then when you save a word, it also shows it in bold. But I was marking it in bold anyway. And the reason for that is, in order to give myself a score of good, I'm only looking for recognition of the word, not the sentence. Now that might create some controversy, because obviously the original AJATT method, I'm pretty sure he said understand what the entire sentence means. And usually I do understand what the entire sentence means, but I don't grade myself on that. Now what this is, if any of you have seen Cure Dolly, she recommends her flashcards the way she does it is a single word. So she's doing single word flashcards. If you look around the web on Reddit, you'll notice a lot of people are also doing single word flashcards, and they find they get through their reps quicker. I'm still doing sentences because for me, I do feel like I'm acquiring grammar doing it this way. I am doing some reading and some listening with the sentence, so I do appreciate that. But for the purpose of getting the card right or wrong, I am only trying to recognize the word. So this is what I will do. Do I recognize this word? I think I do. It means, well, it's a combination of words because I wanted to kind of put them together, and that I think means grow rapidly. And do I get the sentence? I might check if I get it. I think I more or less get the sentence. So let's show the card. Okay. So that listening portion that you get with Migaku is so useful. So it's at this point that I will just listen and be like, do I get it? I do. But already, even if I don't get the sentence, then I just say, well, I'm not good enough to try and figure that sentence out yet. And slowly, like over time, I've noticed this now with older cards, that by doing this way, I do eventually start to understand older cards just because of the rest of my immersion and then all the other cards that are coming up and just acquiring the language over time. So this hybrid kind of AJATT, understanding the sentence, and the Cure Dolly, just having vocabulary cards, I'm kind of putting it together, and for me this has been the most effective way, and it also helps me to get through flashcards quicker, and it also helps me to, you know, do some immersion while I'm doing flashcards, because I do spend about, on average, about 1.5 hours going through my deck. So again, I'm using it again, and good. Next one, that's why I bold it. I bold it because, and I noticed that my cards, when you finish your Anki deck, it'll tell you your average time spent on each card. That's also come down. So what I do is, I usually do my reviews on my phone, is when I see a sentence, it doesn't matter really how long it is, because Migaku, you can't control how much of the sentence it records. Sometimes it's quite long. So that's a reason I started bolding, is because so when the card comes up, my eyes are immediately drawn to the word that I want to know. All right. So looking at this card, this is like first period, as in like a school, I guess, like your class first period. So I'm down here. So that for me now is a pass. Now for the sound, I'm going to listen to this maybe 1 to 3 times. Okay, I get that. Homeroom, first period, isn't it? All right. So I'm not testing myself on the sentence, but I am seeing if I understand it and treating the post-answer phase of the flashcard as listening immersion and reading immersion. One more. All right, so again, my eyes are immediately drawn to the bold. Do I know what that means? And that means living expenses. I'm not even bothering to read the sentence because I'm gonna wait until, maybe you could break it down into phases, what I'm doing. The first phase is recognize the bold word. Do I know it? Yeah, so already. So already, I passed it. But the immersion phase now comes in because I'm going to be like, do I get this sentence? Really, what I'm looking for there is not to see if I know every single particle and character, but do I just get the feeling of like, oh yeah, okay, I get that. During that time, we will take care of all of Mr. Misaki's living expenses. Now, it doesn't exactly say that. See, this word here I don't really know. I know mendo means sort of like troublesome, and this means see. So maybe that kind of means we'll see about it. So I'm just gonna accept that for now, because the chances are when I saved this sentence, I probably didn't know that and I didn't know that, so I made 2 flashcards. That's also very important to note as well. one thing per flashcard. Everybody says this. So either one grammar point or one vocabulary. And if you really want to know the sentence and there's more than one, then definitely put those into 2 flashcards. And I just know that in a week, I'll know this, and then when this card comes up, I'll know the whole thing. But for now, I know that that means living expenses. I don't know what that means, but I think it probably means like handling it, or handle the trouble, or see about the trouble, maybe. And for me, that's good enough.
その間、貝崎さんの生活費はすべてこちらで面倒を見ます。
So that's a good. Okay, final one. Okay, is it just me or do people have trouble with this yo thing? This is one of the things that I'm only just starting to wrap my head around. Yo. I don't know if I know what this means. Oh, it means handicap. She's giving him a handicap. Okay, so this English translation is probably a bit long-winded, but I only want the roundabout translation. So, do I get that? For me, I feel like that says maybe something like, I feel like I'll give you an advantage, or I think I gave you an advantage, or a handicap. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I got the word. It's still a pass for me. I almost get what it means. I might be like slightly wrong, but I'm cool with that. My immersion's gonna take care of that. All right, one more. This is the star sign Cancer. So I will, sorry, just to avoid confusion there, I'm not just looking for the meaning. I did know how to say that as well, but I just said it in my head. Yeah, so I'm not just looking for meaning. Do I know how to say it, and do I know what it means? Those are the 2 requirements for a pass. And then I'm like, what did she say? I've also trained myself to not really look at the English. So even though I'm staring right at it, I've trained myself to just not even look at the sentence until I've listened. Yeah, so it's something like the morning horoscope. Is it because Cancer was the top sign or something like that? And yeah. Okay, so that's a pass. Wow, these are all cards from 2 days ago. I'm doing pretty good. All right, so that's how I'm doing mine. Kind of combining Katsumoto. His method was to make sure you understand the entire sentence. And Cure Dolly's is just do single vocab flashcards. Mine is single vocab in order to get the pass. Can you understand it? Can you pronounce it? And then, and I'm sure you can only do this with Magaku or subs to SRS, I believe is the one people used to use. I am just doing a bit of immersion after I've already gotten it right and saying, did I understand that? I'm really interested to know what other people are doing as far as when they do their reviews. Are you doing something similar? Do you do single vocab cards? I think the consensus I saw on Reddit was like a lot of people switch to single vocab because they can just get through them quicker. I remember when I did Chinese, towards the end when I just stopped using Anki and I thought my level was good enough for what I wanted to do, I also started using just single word flashcards because they were quicker. And I already kind of had the Chinese grammar down because Chinese grammar is actually pretty easy. But with Japanese, I still feel like I haven't got such a grasp on the language where I'm comfortable with just vocabulary. I do want to see more sentences and more sentences, basically because I want to get used to the particles more and the grammar structure. So I do want to use review time as the immersion time as well, which is what Migaku I think allows you to do. So I'd love to hear your feedback and let me know what you're doing. If you have any criticisms of the way I'm doing things, I'd be really interested to know that as well, so I can be as efficient as possible. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.